So after a few years, I'm back at doing Uber Eats deliveries, and this time I don't have something that's propelling me to go out and do it like, a few years ago. But, there's certain things that I want, certain things that I need. I really want to get back into working out again. So I'm thinking about back to Planet Fitness and doing that, and get back into somewhat of shape again, to try to lose the weight that I have. And so I think, doing the whole Uber Eats thing would really help. So right now I have the app open waiting for a delivery. And, I more or less pick or choose the deliveries. I am not going to certain areas in my town to deliver. I did a delivery yesterday and I had problems with the app, and it said that it took 45 minutes to deliver. It didn't take me that long. It took me probably about 15 minutes. I went into a restaurant and they were packed, and so I'm like standing there, and I don't want to butt in front of people, but I have a delivery time that I want to deliver. So yeah, I want to just do this, make a few bucks, go back to the gym, make a few bucks, get the things that I need, and possibly help somebody. And I really think it's about the motive of doing it, why people do certain things. And, you know, if you are in that place to where, God is not your source, you're going to be worried. That's going to propel you to go out and, work and, to do certain things. But if God is your source, you know that in the back of your mind, that He's going to take care of you. So, starting the deliveries again, I tried signing up for DoorDash, and it looked like I was all set to go, and I couldn't do it until I had until it was a good time for me to do it. And I can only do it before I pick up the kids from school, and I don't want to do it at night because it's hard for me to see. But I tried the DoorDash app, and it's not working again. So I'm resorting back to Uber Eats. So I'll do those deliveries, hopefully. But it seems like it's really slow right now. It's about like a little after 10. So I figure what's really good too is that you can work your own hours. You don't have to have a set number of hours to do it. And I think that's preferable for a lot of people, not to be stuck in a dead-end job. My sister-in-law had like an electric bill that was due, so she did deliveries and stuff, and she paid it. So, it's good for that. But, it's good to rake up a few bucks, to get what you want, get what you need, and stuff like that, pay bills. So I'm back in doing that, and, I just, there's a lot of things, that I think about, and, I've ranted in the past about issues with the family and stuff like that. And, I may have to pause the video if I get a delivery, but, I rant about stuff that I see in the family that, that bothers me. And, I try to be a good guy. I try to be a good dad or husband or friend or whatever, but I fail. I don't have it all together. I may write these books and I may put these videos up, of sharing things that I've learned from God, revelation or whatnot. but I still fail. I still struggle with my flesh. You know, show me anybody that can get treated wrong and smile while they're doing it and keep doing it. And I don't get it. My dad never went to my things. And I'm sure he had a good reason why. And I don't think it was anything to do with me. I mean, it could have been. But, that didn't diminish my love for him. But here I have, a stepkid. And I feel like sometimes it's a struggle for me to, say stepkid because I know, people get rebuked for that. Because, hey, you're not claiming them as yours and all that. And, I'm here. I've been here for years. And I've tried to move into the role as, a dad. So I can't say I'm calling myself a stepdad. But if somebody doesn't see me as their father, then, okay, they're a stepkid. So I've said many times that I've ranted in the past about what's going on, with family issues. And, having a stepkid that, wants nothing to do with you until they want something. And, it's like that with my wife as well. But there's a difference between my wife and me. And my wife says that, the oldest does that to her. Doesn't talk to her unless she wants something. But the fact is there is a difference between me and the wife. She talks to her mother. She loves her mother. Maybe in her own way. But, I mean, she confides in her mother. I mean, that's more than what I would ever get, The only time I hear from the oldest is if she wants something. Or letting me know, if she's going with her boyfriend or whatever it is. And, what more can I do than what I'm already doing? I've tried to reach out in the past and it does no good. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I don't have it all together like a lot of people do. Like a lot of, pastors or whatever. Pastors have their own issues, but I am not perfect. So, I've tried to reach out to the oldest in the past, and, I've gotten things for her. Maybe it would spark something in her. Oh, maybe I could talk to him. And I've always reached out to her. I said, if you ever need to talk, I'm here. And she doesn't take me up on it. So what can I do? You're rejecting me as your dad because you apparently have issues with, your real father and any guy that's in your life, which I don't understand. The second oldest doesn't, she's in the same boat as the oldest, so what, she has the same issues, but she talks to me. She at least gives me that. And I've said, and many times in the videos, it could be fake, but at least she is giving me more than what the oldest is giving me, And I was talking to my wife about her growing up, and, her father used to yell and stuff like that, didn't spend time with her. And the oldest is all about her grandfather and how he listens to her. Oh, yeah. You're giving him that ear. And I've always, offered you that ear. So what is your problem with me? And my wife said that she has a deep mistrust of men. Give me a break. The second oldest doesn't deal with that. I think she's just honestly using it as an excuse not to talk to me. If she has a deep mistrust of men, I can't see why she would have a boyfriend then. If she wouldn't trust him. It's a struggle, and it's awkward for me, to drive her to places because she doesn't talk. It's always me that opens up any kind of conversation. It's always me doing the grunt work. And it's frustrating. And there are days like when I don't want to do anything. I feel like I don't want to do anything for her because I get slapped in the face each time. It doesn't matter what I do for her. It doesn't spark any interest on her part in wanting to get to know me. And I told my wife, I'm like, I'm not going to go up into her room and try to initiate a conversation. No, I ain't doing that. Maybe she could do that. It's okay for the wife to do that because her daughter loves her. But I am not loved. Father's Day, what do I get? I don't get a thing. But her mother got a gift on Mother's Day. Go figure. And she used to call me Dad. And now I am called by my first name. And I'm thinking, what did I do so wrong? I don't get it. What, because when they were younger, I disciplined them? When they did wrong, I corrected them? When they talked back, I spanked their butts? What is, spare the rod, spoil the child? It says it in the Bible that you have to discipline children. I mean, I didn't go around, quote unquote, beating them. No, I'm not that way at all. I corrected what they did that was wrong. They talked back, then they were corrected. If they argued with each other, and fought with each other, then they would right. I wasn't this horribly abusive stepfather. I wasn't that at all. If anything, I tried asking God to love like He loves. I've always tried to do that. I always tried to do the right thing. And I swear I get nowhere. So, with me connecting to God, I just see that He says, keep trying to love. And that's like gritting teeth. Because it's always gone to deaf ears. It's just a constant thing. Yeah, my wife gets annoyed with her. But at least her daughter talks to her. Even if her daughter's always making requests of her. She's got to go to a certain place. You know what? She'll tell her mother that. She won't tell me. Because her mother's not going to take her. I'm the one that takes her. Why don't you come to me and ask me? And that's frustrating as heck. Stop using your mother as a middleman. You got a problem with me. Come to me and we can talk about it. But in the past, it's like I've said in many videos, is that there's two responses. There's either saying nothing to them when they try to argue with you, or you blow up at them. There is no sitting down and having a mature conversation. There's none of that. And it's frustrating as all heck when they come down, they stand in front of you, they block my wife, they all go to her and they talk to her. They don't talk to me. I mean, at least the second oldest somewhat talks to me. She'll text me here and there for requests. But they talk with their mom. I'm the middleman, or my wife's the middleman. Swear I never did that to my dad. Maybe it's because we were connected biologically, but there are a lot of step-parents out there that connect with the kids. But I'm not one of those that, graciously puts my heart out there just for them to stomp on. I'm not one of them people. You hurt me, then if you don't have the maturity to come to me and tell me what I did that was wrong, that way we can work it out, then, there's going to be a gap between us, you know? You have an issue with me, tell me it biblically. But there's none of that because there's no desire to work anything out. There never was. And that's what I get for honestly trying to be a good dad. I didn't see them as an object of punishment. Wasn't trying to do that. I tried having God as the go-to person in order to learn what I needed to do. And it's not like I woke up every day and be like, I'm not trying to make any effort whatsoever in trying to reach out to them. I've always tried to do that. I've tried to play games with the oldest. We would play chess together, but it felt like it was like me giving her the privilege, of doing that with her. I'm doing myself a favor, more or less. That's what it felt like. There was no, oh, he's spending time with me. Maybe it'll spark me into getting to know him more. No, it wasn't that at all. It's like having a chocolate cake in front of you, then eating it up. That's all it was. It was never any kind of spark on their part to want to get to know me. So what can I do more than what I've always tried to do? I've tried writing letters to her, little notes saying, here, I'm sorry about any failures that I've done. I apologize. If you ever want to talk, I'm here. I've always put that out there. Nothing. So what can I do? All I can try to do is continue to be a chauffeur, drive them where they need to go, and that's all that I am apparently good for, There's no other, I always try to think the best, but I've learned that this is the way that it is. This is not my hang-up, it's their hang-up. I've always tried to reach out. I've always tried to do my part. Always tried to do what God wanted me to do. And so he's allowed it. It reminds me of Graham Cook said, he said, God allows in his wisdom what can easily prevent by his power. So he's allowed this. So if he's allowed this, then he knows exactly what's going to happen. He knows my failures. He knows what I lack, love-wise. And, maybe in the future it will change. Maybe, God will show them the effort that I have tried to make. I don't know. So, that's my rant for today. I just wanted to share with you what I'm more or less dealing with. And so I'm just going to keep waiting a little bit more for any kind of deliveries, and then I'll go home and do what I need to do before I got to pick my son up from school. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this rant, just letting you know what's going on in my life, letting you know that I don't have it all together. There are people that probably have a better handle on this kind of love than I do. Maybe there's step-parents out there that have dealt with what I've dealt with, and maybe God's used them amazingly, and those are the kind of people that I need to learn from. So, thank you once again for taking the time to watch.